All right, for the next 5 minutes, we're going to dive into the single most important life skill you probably never learned in school: how to actually manage your money. And listen, this isn't just about stashing cash away, it's about making your money start working for you. Let's jump right in.
I mean, really think about it. You spend all those years learning dates and formulas, but what about personal finance? It's a skill that can literally completely change your life. And for most people, the whole journey begins the moment they realize they're making a huge, and I mean huge, mistake without even knowing it.
So, the first major concept we have got to tackle is this kind of hidden trap. It affects pretty much everyone with a bank account, and it's called inflation. This thing is a silent wealth killer. From the time we're kids, what are we told? Save your money, put it in the bank, earn that little bit of interest, and just, watch it grow. It feels safe. It feels smart. And look, having savings is absolutely crucial, but it is not the whole story. Not even close. Okay, here is the hard truth. While that money is just sitting there, its actual buying power is shrinking. That tiny percentage of interest your bank is paying you, yeah, for most of us, it's not enough to keep up with the enemy we just talked about: inflation. So what even is inflation in simple terms? Well, think about a bag of chips. 10 years ago, maybe it cost you $1. Today, that exact same bag is $1.50, maybe even $2. The chips didn't change, but the value of your dollar went down. And that's exactly what's happening to the money in your savings account every single year. It can just buy less and less over time. So how in the world do you beat inflation? This slide gives us a perfect little analogy. Think of your money as a tree. Leaving it in a savings account, that's like planting a little tree that barely grows. But when you start investing, now you're giving that tree the fertilizer and sunlight it needs to grow big and strong, way faster than inflation can chop it down. Okay, so if just saving isn't the real goal, then what is? It's this amazing concept called financial freedom. And this isn't just about being rich, not at all. It's about owning your time. Financial freedom is that magic point where your money starts working for you instead of the other way around. It's when your investments are generating enough passive income to cover all your bills, so you are no longer just trading hours for a paycheck. And you get there by understanding the two different kinds of income. And this slide shows that key difference perfectly. On one side, you've got active income. That's your job. That's the hamster wheel where you trade your time for money. On the other side, you've got passive income. This is the money that your assets make for you, like stock dividends or rental income. The goal is simple: build enough passive income so you can get off that hamster wheel for good. Okay, that all sounds great. But how do you actually get there? Especially if you're in your 20s or 30s and just getting started. Well, here is a simple, straightforward game plan. Now, this might sound a little backward at first, but hear me out. Before you can build massive passive income, you need capital. You need money to invest. So your younger years are the perfect time to just go all in on your career, grow your business, and maximize what you earn from your job. This is the fuel for your investment engine. The strategy here is actually beautifully simple. Step 1, focus on growing that active income. Get as good as you can at what you do. Step 2, keep your expenses low. You have to avoid that trap of spending more just because you're earning more. And then step 3, you take that gap between what you earn and what you spend and you invest it. That gap, that's your ticket to freedom. And this gives you a great visual to aim for. The goal is to shrink that expenses slice of the pie. Keep another small slice in savings for emergencies. But that biggest piece, that giant chunk in the middle, that should be going straight into investments, the fuel that's going to grow that money tree we talked about. So to invest intelligently, you have to understand the fundamental difference between two things you can buy with your money: assets and liabilities. This right here, this is the core mindset of every single wealthy person. It really is this simple. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. A rental property that pays you every month is an asset. That brand new car you drive to work, almost always a liability. The entire game of building wealth is just learning to tell the difference. And that's it. That is the entire game in a nutshell. The path to wealth is just a lifelong commitment to buying more assets and avoiding liabilities. Every single time you're about to buy something, you should see it through this lens. Now, our parents' generation, they often focused on real-world assets like property, which is still a fantastic option. But today, we have incredible access to what are called on-paper assets. Things like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds are more accessible than they have ever been, which means anyone can start building wealth, even with just a little bit of money.
So we've covered a ton here, right? The problem with inflation, the ultimate goal of financial freedom, and the simple strategy of maximizing your income, minimizing your expenses, and buying assets. So what do you do with all this?
The journey to financial freedom doesn't start with $1 million. It doesn't start with some brilliant idea. It starts with a single decision. A decision to spend less than you earn. A decision to learn about investing. A decision to buy your first asset instead of your next liability. The choice is yours. What's it going to be?